Good morning, guys. Welcome back to WhatACroc Steph for another WhatACroc recipe. Now this one is good for all occasions, everything, just family dinner. Actually, my 3-year-old and my 2-year-old daughters actually love when I make this. But I'm going to show you how I make my WhatACroc barbecue pulled pork. They requested it to be on sliders, so I'm making pulled pork sliders for dinner tonight. But guys, it's almost football season. Football season's right around the corner. This is the perfect crock pot dish. So easy to make. Only 3 ingredients. 3, guys. 3 simple ingredients, and you're on your way to the best barbecue pulled pork you've ever had. You can do it with chicken. You can do it with beef. Do it with whatever meat you want. But I happen to like pulled pork. So delicious, right? So we're going to start by spraying our crock pot with our cooking spray. I've already done that, right? And then we take, I have here just pork tenderloin. It usually comes 2 in a pack at the grocery store, whatever. So it's just 2 come in a pack of 1 of pork tenderloin. You could use pork roast, pork shoulder, pork butt. You could use whatever part of the pork you want, basically. So, but I'm using the 2 tenderloins. And since I don't like to contaminate my hands or anything like that, I use my hefty tongs, and I'm just gonna place the pork into the bottom of the crock pot, like so. And guys, so then I'm going to, this is how easy it is, right? I have some no sugar added because, you know, we don't like too much sugar. You don't want it too sweet, but you don't want it too, you know, not sweet or tangy per se. So just original barbecue sauce from Sweet Baby Ray's, right? And that's, you're gonna add 1 cup. You're gonna pour that 1 cup over that pork in there. And I use my little spatula. See, it's green, my favorite color. And yes, guys, I'm sorry. I happen to be a Jets fan. I know, so sorry for me, right? Don't feel bad. I've been a diehard Jets fan since I was a little girl, plus my dad. But anyway, so green, yes, green is my favorite color. Bleed green. So anyway, I'm just gonna get the rest of that barbecue sauce out into my lovely crock pot over that pork in there. And just a little bit, just like I said, 1 cup, guys, will do. 1 cup of barbecue sauce on there. Just kind of spread it around so it's like kind of all over the pork, right? Guys, this is this little secret. Now, I've had some people use just plain water. Some people use beer. You could use beer in it. Hey, why not? Drinking a beer, watching the game. Hey, why not add some to your pork, your pulled pork, right? Anyway, I like to use a soda, like a clear soda. You could use Coca-Cola or whatever you want, any kind of soda. But I happen to use Sprite. Most of the time I use seltzer, but I didn't have seltzer on hand in the house, so I had Sprite. Sprite will do the trick. Anything with kind of a fizz or that carbonation, that's what you want to get, because that's what's going to make the pulled pork just melt. I mean, melt and shred apart when it's all done. So I'm just going to take 1 cup of the Sprite, which I have here. I'm going to pour that around the edges of the pork, right, into the pot. Guys, that's it. 3 ingredients. So you have your pork tenderloin. You have your barbecue sauce. You have your Sprite. We're going to cover it up, and we are going to set it and forget it. Now, I want this done by dinner time. If you do a pork roast, like if you do a big roast or whatever, to make the pulled pork, you want to set it for low for 10 hours. But since I want it for dinner, and I'm using the pork tenderloin, which is a smaller cut, obviously, of the pork. So we're just gonna set it for 8 hours on low. You could do it on high for 4 to 6 hours and be fine as well. But the longer you cook the pork, the better it's going to be, and shred apart and just melt like butter. When I tell you guys, it is going to be so juicy still too. So you don't have to worry about it drying out or anything like that. That's where that carbonation from the Sprite comes in. So we're just going to set it on low. 8 hours, and I'll see you in about 8 hours for dinner time, where we're gonna make some sliders for the kitties. Here you go, guys. It's all done. 8 hours later, we're just gonna shred that pork right up in there and all its juices and that barbecue sauce we added in there. Look how easily it pulls apart. That is pulled pork at its finest. Look at all that pulled pork. We're going to go ahead and add in some more barbecue sauce. Pour that over top and just mix it around so every piece of pork gets some of that barbecue sauce. Now we're ready to make our sliders. Okay, now we're going to assemble the sliders. Like I said, my kids want them on sliders. So I have just regular Martin's potato rolls, slider rolls. And that's all I'm using. I'm using 2 of those. And I put baked beans on the side because we like baked beans. Some people may like it with coleslaw on the actual sandwich, or you can put coleslaw, the baked beans, and have some pulled pork. Guys, you can also do this, and this is how easy it is too. You already have your pulled pork, right? You already pulled your pork. It's nice and barbecue sauced all over. So what you can do also too is, this is good on nachos for a party. You can put it just about anything. You can make tacos with it, burritos, anything you like. So it's another type of meat, or cooked in the crock pot, slow cooked, just melts in your mouth. And when I tell you, you can put it on anything and with anything. It goes with anything. So it's, I mean, even good. You can put it over rice if you want. You know, whatever you decide to do with it. But it's very universal. So here goes nothing, guys. I'm just going to take one of my little slider rolls, and I'm gonna put some of that lovely pulled pork. I'm gonna take my tongs and put some of that pulled pork right on top there. Now, some people even like too, like if you do it over nachos or whatnot, you can actually go ahead and put it, put some nacho cheese or some melted Velveeta cheese right on top, and it is so delicious. You have nachos and cheese with some meat in there, some protein, some, you know, barbecue pulled pork. So guys, that is the WhatACroc barbecue pulled pork as a slider. I'm gonna try it first, obviously, and then I'm gonna serve it to my kids and my husband. And oh my goodness, it smells so yummy. Here goes nothing. Oh my God. It is so moist and delicious. And that barbecue sauce is just the perfect amount of seasoning. Like, you don't need any seasoning on it, guys. We didn't put anything on that pork, right? We didn't have to. And its flavors on its own, and its own juices. And then with that Sprite, which made it so tender, it just like melts. And the barbecue sauce just adds to it. Now, I usually make my homemade barbecue sauce on my own. I didn't have time to do that today. But my husband loves it because he happens to be diabetic. So I make a sugar-free original barbecue sauce. So if you follow and like this video, I can show you another video another time on me making my homemade sugar-free barbecue sauce that tastes just as good as regular barbecue sauce. So anyway, guys, enjoy. It's game time. Thanks for watching.